A new lore entry hints at the current status of the Warmind Rasputin and Anna Bray's process of placing him into an exo body. This has been a long time coming, and we could possibly see this unfold this year in new seasonal content, maybe even a dungeon. Let's take a look. The last time we laid eyes on Rasputin was at the beginning of Season of the Arrivals. After we reclaimed the home of the supercomputer in Warmind and then repelled the Almighty from crashing into the city in Season of the Worthy, Rasputin was a strong ally by our side. But when the darkness arrived, poof, gone. Lore that goes along with that scene or happens right after it says this. The building was nearly empty. She had sent as much tech to the tower as they could handle, an entire freight vessel's worth, packed to bursting. She turned to the large glass window overlooking silent warsat cannons. There were no cabal. The death buried beneath Mars had quieted. Valkyrie subroutines that could be maintained remotely remained active, just in case. Jinju ran final checks on the jump ship. A dark pyramid loomed overhead. An experimental exo chassis was secured in the ship's cargo hold, one foot in front of the other. So that was what happened at the beginning of Season of the Arrivals. Anna Bray put what remained of Rasputin into an engram and brought him to the tower. From dialogue in Zavala's office at the beginning of Season of the Hunt, Osiris tells us this.
I came back to the tower, but you were in a meeting with Ikora, so I went to see how Anna's work with Rasputin is progressing. She's made several failed attempts at importing his consciousness into the body of a dead exo. Anna has a brilliant mind, but she's squandering herself trying to salvage the remains of that Golden Age tyrant. She should put her talents towards something more productive. Maybe I'm just bitter.
In terms of Witch Queen in the latest updates, this comes from a message you can obtain from the evidence board on Mars. In Report Transcript Wound, we see this. To Ikora. Here's the AI-Com Rasputin protocol transcript we picked up from the wounds. According to this, before initiating Yuga Sundown, Rasputin killed all protective measures in place for human colonies and settlements. There's a big list of code names for the Moon, Mars, Earth, the Exodus ships, etc. But Rasputin also refers to a place called the Nephili Stronghold. No record of that in any of our databases. Forwarding to AB for cross-ref. A follow-up message from Anna Bray brings up more questions than it answers. To Chalco. No hit on Nephili Stronghold in any of Rasputin's records. Can't even find the original transcript you're quoting. If it's real, someone removed all traces of it. And if they did it so clearly that I'd suspect Rasputin himself. No action items on this case, just an unsatisfying label of unsolved. So Rasputin canceled all protocols for protecting humans when the pyramid ship arrived around Mars. This was to protect the Warmind itself. This is what this protocol did. Rasputin just basically shut down and said, I have to survive, forget everything else. The list of code names includes places we are familiar with, like the Moon, Mars, Earth, the Exodus ships, but also a place called the Nephili Stronghold. Anna Bray says there's no mention of this in the records that she can find, and that if it's real, all traces have been removed, possibly by the Warmind himself. So this is obviously here for a reason, a hint toward a future season or DLC perhaps. Why have the Witch Queen focus around the Witness, Ralk, the Lucent Hive, and then just throw this in at the end randomly in an exotic quest? Well, Bungie's always planting this stuff around the universe to keep the story going, and that's likely what this is for, to set up what we're going to see in the future. Some players have noted that the word Nephili from Nephili Stronghold is close to this word in Greek mythology, connecting to cloud or goddess of the clouds. So is that connected somehow? Who knows, maybe a stronghold among the clouds? If Rasputin does return, what may this new content look like? Well, first we have the Exo route. I've said this many times in other videos, but in Bungie's original story back in 2013, Rasputin was actually an Exo. We would then be tasked with rescuing him aboard the Hive Dreadnought. After you rescued him, you would later learn that he was really just a supercomputer puppeting this Exo. Over the years in Destiny, many storylines from the original story have been fused into something new. The character of Crow is a great example of this. This was the original character before he became Aldrin Sov, and as he's reborn after Forsaken, he becomes the Crow. So the same type of thing may happen here, but with Rasputin. His systems were damaged when the pyramid arrived, so an exo body may save him. It makes you wonder how the story would unfold if that were the case. Would Exo Rasputin help in the field? Would he still command warsats and defenses from his exo body? Or would this exo body be like Clovis Bray's giant head, immobile and stationary in the tower, for example? Rasputin has helped humanity and also watched us fall during the collapse, so his motives can be a little bit confusing at times. We experienced the whole Felwinter story a few seasons back.
It's been a while, old man. The tower looks at you and sees a god. But I see a thug, a murderer, betrayer. You know why I left the Infinite Forest, what I saw. A line has been drawn in this system. Light on one side, dark on the other. Where do you stand?
So Osiris basically saw a vision in the Infinite Forest where Rasputin would turn against us and side with the darkness. Here's what Osiris witnessed in the lore. The sphere of the Traveler was gone. In its place, an obsidian monolith at least twice the size dominated the sky. In the last city's place was a swirling dust storm, tinged purple by the dying light. So it seems, as of late, Rasputin appears to be more friendly-ish. He helped us in Worthy after Warmind, but don't forget what he said in that final cutscene for Warmind though, that he controls his own destiny. So will this future Osiris saw in the Infinite Forest still happen, where there's a pyramid ship over the last city and Rasputin possibly joins the dark side? I guess we'll have to wait and see.
The Bray family shaped me to be an all-seeing savior, while your vanguard sought to wield me as a primitive weapon. But today, that ends, and I define the reality of my own existence. My sight will stretch to the edge of this system and beyond. Never again will a threat go unseen. From this day forward, I will defend humanity on my own terms. I am Rasputin, guardian of all I survey. I have no equal.
What have we done?
Anyway, Guardians, I hope you enjoyed today's video. A little update on what we know about the Warmind Rasputin and what Anna Bray's been up to, and this secret stronghold. If you'd like to see some more Destiny lore and mysteries just like this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Anyway, my name's Evade, and I'll catch you Guardians in the next one.